Hey, beautiful people. It's all going down out here in these UK streets. Hey, my love. We've actually got a fireworks night tonight. So I think things have died down now a little bit because it was a little bit intense earlier. I guess everybody was, getting their lighting on. How are you doing, my love? How's the Scorpio new moon energies treating you? Bring us some insights into that. And also, hey, beautiful. Lovely to have you in the room. Lovely to have you. Hey, y'all. Y'all are out here. I was just actually saying that we have, it's fireworks night tonight. It's Guy Fawkes night. So things are a little bit hectic earlier. So I'm doing good. Honestly, the Scorpio new moon has been interesting. It's been good. Definitely. I think it's yourself just after moon. I don't know if moon's actually got a question, but yeah, start throwing the questions out there. Guys. It'll be interesting to see what sort of insights we can get. Oh, how has the Scorpio new moon been sort of treating you? We're only sort of, 24 hours into the game, but yeah. Go for it, Rarity. I like that one. Put your questions out there. I am going to get my notepad ready. These are some of the wonders of the Scorpio new moon. I'm actually doing the things that I said that I was going to do. So it's been good so far. Okay. Hey, Leanna, welcome to the room. Okay, y'all, you are firing it off quickly. All right, let me just start diving into it. Moon didn't have a question, I guess, so I'm going to come back to your question, Taylor. I've got to go to Erie first because I guess Erie sort of like come into the room and presented the space for the list. And Moon doesn't have a question. So, Johnson, are Johnson's feelings starting to develop? Oh, thank you for this. Okay, let's have a look. What's the feeling dynamic taking place for Johnson towards Erie? What insight can you guys give us on this? Okay. Let's see. What insights can you give us on this situation in terms of the development of feelings? Johnson and Erie. Okay. So what they're showing me with the situation is that there's something brewing with the situation. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles in the space, and we've also got the Chariot in the space, right? But we've got to go a little bit deeper into this. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the shadow side to the situation. There we go. This is the thing, and this is why when we spoke last week and you mentioned, the situation in terms of being able to unpack it and a possibility of, something else. This particular class isn't necessarily over. So I don't think that they're entirely clear on the direction of where they're steering these feelings. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so I do feel like there's something brewing there. There's a curiosity, I guess, peaking there. And that in itself is kind of brewing feelings. Curiosity, I guess, is the feeling. She likes your energy. She likes your presence. She likes the fact that you're approachable. but you're not overly friendly. You're pretty chilled. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I did say to you that it's a 3 week sort of development when we spoke last about the situation at that time. So I guess we're counting down 2 weeks and counting, Erie. But definitely the situation seems to be brewing. Um, there's a lot of stuff beneath these feelings, and it does come with a lot. I think we've been kind of like speaking about this for a little bit, because this has been something that's been worth unpacking as well, because there's a lot of dynamics to the situation. But yeah, I think let us know where you're at in the 2 weeks from now, because that they were very specific about that timeline being able to provide some layer or level of clarity. So I guess keep us posted on that. But there's definitely something brewing in the air with that situation for sure. 100%. I hope something is starting. Something is starting. I think she's really kind of yeah, not entirely sure what she wants to do with the situation herself. No, I think it's just that she's not entirely sure what she wants to do with the situation herself. So there's no real focus and intention right now. But there's a curiosity because she likes your energy. Like I said, she likes the way you approach her. She likes the way you carry yourself. She likes the fact that you're friendly, but you're not sort of over friendly. It's a nice vibe. She gets a nice vibe from you. So keep us posted on the developments of that space over the course of the next couple of weeks, because yeah, I guess we'll find out some stuff. We're on Erie, my love. We're on Erie. Hey, Moon. You came back to us with your question. Unfortunately, I did promise Taylor that I'm gonna sort of give her a question, so I'm gonna have to go to Taylor and do her question. I hope that that was useful for you there, Erie. And we'll have a little look at Taylor's question and see if we can break it down fairly quickly. We're gonna try and wrap this space up in the 90 minutes, guys, and see what we can do with the situation. Right, so Taylor's question. What are B's intentions towards you? Okay, let's see. All good, Erie. All good. Thank you for sharing the space with us. It'll be interesting to see the unfolding developments. Yes, you will go after Taylor. You will go after Taylor. I sort of like promised her, so you're next, Moon. You're good. You're good. You were sort of here when the initial live was supposed to sort of get going, right? Okay. Thank you for your question, Rarity. Right. Yeah, you can go, Rarity. You'll be able to go next. We've got Leanna and then yourself after Rarity. What are these intentions towards Taylor? Okay. Okay. What's the dynamic here with you guys? Is there any sort of business dynamic involved with the situation? I just have to ask this question. Hey guys, welcome to the room. Taylor, hopefully you're still here as well because I'm on your reading now. If you can give me some insight, I think from what I'm seeing with the situation, as far as his intentions towards you, yeah. No, he's got good intentions towards you. So, from what I'm seeing with the situation, he actually is in a place where he feels like he wants to be able to get a little bit more clarity, if you will, get a little bit more clarity on your intentions, in fact. I think B wants to get a little bit more clarity on your intentions towards him. But from what I can see, I think that he wants to know where you're at before he's fully made a decision on the situation as well. I think he wants to be able to kind of present, I guess, an opportunity for you guys to kind of, I don't know, what's the dynamics been like recently? Because one of the things that they're showing me, it's almost like he's at a place where he's feeling like you guys have to take maybe the next step. What would the next step be? What does that look like to you? No, not just yet, not just yet. But I think he wants to be able to get a little bit of clarity on where you're at, but he's open to yeah, just I guess moving up a level. What level y'all at? I hope that that's useful somehow. I hope that that's useful for you, my love. But yeah, he's actually he's game for the most part. He's actually quite game. Hey, pumpkin. Hey, maybe. Welcome to the room, guys. I hope that that was useful for you, Taylor. But his intentions so far seems like he's actually wanting to be able to take things to the next level, basically. And I hope. How do you feel about the situation? What are your intentions towards him? Because, like I said, that's really the thing that's going to be the teller as far as like how this potentially develops. But he sees you as like, yeah, he digs your vibe. He digs your vibe. Okay, what have we got next? I think it was Moon's question, and then we've got Rarity, and then I have to come down to you guys after that. After that, it's a mess. I don't know what else, but I'll come and find y'all. Let's see. Okay, Josh Samuel, can I get some assistance, please? I am looking for. I'm looking for Moon's question. Where is Moon's question? Oh, Crystal. I like these ones. What does my person find attractive about me currently? Okay. One of the things that they find about you is that you're quite stealthy with situations. You're quite practical, I guess, with dealing with things. And I think they find that they themselves might need a lot more guidance than it is you. Then it is Leanna's claiming hers. Absolutely. Then it is actually Leanna and then Rarity. My bad there, Rarity. I just went up there and I saw that Leanna, she put her stuff straight out there once she got into these streets. Oh. But Moon, my love, so your partner sees you as somebody that's quite good at being able to just get out of situations, to be fair, and not necessarily in a bad way. You're kind of like the person that they go to when they find themselves at a standstill in situations where they find themselves like it seems like there's no way out. You can kind of be the person to bring a little bit of clarity to the situation. They need the guidance and the support, so they're grateful for you for that quality. Um, thank you, beautiful. No, you're good. You're good. Honestly, I'm already making a mess of it. Thank you for your participation. We appreciate you. But yeah, Moon, they do kind of find that you're a little bit more level-headed, and that's not always the case. That's not always the case because you're a little bit spicy as well. You're a little bit spicy, I can tell. Um, so what do I mean by that? So like yeah, there's a nice little attitude. There's a nice little quirky personality that's there if you kind of push the wrong button. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that that's the thing. He actually quite likes that quality as well. Another thing that they appreciate about you as well is that you're really quite compassionate. Um, they appreciate your heart. So what do I mean by that? They appreciate the way that you show up, like the way that you show up, like when you're committed to a situation, like you're very loyal, and they that makes them feel confident, that makes them feel secure, it makes them feel like um, they can, I guess, practice the same level of discipline in ways. Okay. And they kind of find your energy to be quite nurturing and down to earth and quite supportive. Um, Yeah, those are some of the things that's like really, those are some of the reasons, I guess, why they feel comfortable in being able to grow with you, I guess. Yeah, yeah. That was nice. Thank you for sharing that space with me. I hope that that was useful for you, my love. There's other stuff in there as well, but for the most part, those are the things that are really on, his heart for the most part. Like that's what's there, that's the presence. I think it's just all of the other stuff. Sometimes the thing that we love about our partners most is about dosage. So, what do I mean by that? The very thing that we love, we can love it and tolerate it in certain dosages. When we've kind of like met our limitations on our dosage, okay? When we get to that place, we actually get a little bit right on cue, pumpkin. Thank you. We get a little bit bitter, I guess. So the same things that we love, if we have too much of it, it can be too much. So for the most part, I think the qualities that you kind of like have, he loves it for like the positive qualities of it. When it gets into a place where you may be doing too much, those are some things that I guess they find to be a little bit tricky. When I say doing too much, like your compassionate heart can be a little bit ambitious sometimes. And that may be a little bit of a struggle in certain situations. And however, I think deep down they know that that's actually one of the things they love about you. So, yeah, that part. Right. Next, we already got to Erie and we did Moon. So we've actually got Liana. Yeah, Tori. Tori's in the building. Hey, Tori. Yeah, so we've actually got to do that's all good, my love. It's all good. Thank you for sharing the space with me. It was quite nice. Um, yeah, so we've got Liana before, I guess, Rarity, just because Liana's actually way up there. I think I've probably even missed her question. So okay, we've still got access to some of the info. Okay, Liana's question. Do I see you and Lamont getting back together? I'm going to pose that question differently to the guides, okay? Because that's basically directing my vision, which means that sometimes it depends on how we sort of like put a question. Yeah. If I put the question in that way, it basically forces my third eye to go into one direction. So we want to keep it open to what the actual narrative of the story is that's playing out. I'm going to change the questioning a little bit and ask the guides, what do you see unfolding for Lamont and Liana romantically? Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming Liana's still in the room. Okay. No, that's all good. That's all good. Will you get back with Lamont? Okay, so from what I'm seeing with the situation, I'm going to pull some romance cards with this as well to clarify this, because it seems that you guys are on a quest, potentially back to each other, which is what we want to get some clarity on. Don't know why I actually grabbed that one. Okay. Let's see, guys. Clarify this to me. The Emperor that's here. This path is not all the way clear. Clarify what does that mean? Exactly what I've just said. His path is not all the way. It's not all the way clear. Okay. What they're showing me with the situation is that it's going to be a delayed process with the situation. Somebody isn't necessarily being entirely honest, I guess, or clear. What's the dynamic with you guys now? Are you guys still in communication? Are you still in contact? Give us some clarity, my love. Let me see if I can get you some insight. What's the dynamic? Update us. Because what they're showing me at the minute is that there's something not clear on the situation. Somebody isn't being completely honest. That's good. Something's not all the way clear in the situation. There's something that isn't necessarily being discussed that is kind of like holding things back a little bit. There seems to be a little bit of an imbalance in the work and personal life situation at the minute, to kind of make certain things happen. So I don't know if they've kind of like expressed any concerns, I guess, maybe about their stresses around work situations. But it's particularly difficult. They seem to be holding back. They seem to be holding back. I don't think it's right now, but I can say potentially maybe later down the line. I want to say later down the line, and I feel more urged to say later down the line because right now I just see it as there's too many variables to the situation. But today I told him, okay, like nothing's really changed. We're just not together right now because he said he's trying to work on himself and his future. But today I told him if he just doesn't want to be with me in the end, then that's okay. And he can tell me. I don't really think it's just necessarily as simple as that. I think there's something deeper with this situation. Literally, the main thing that keeps coming is that there's still something that isn't necessarily being said. I don't think that that's the thing that's not being said. I don't think that he doesn't necessarily see a future with you. I think that there's other situations going on with this dynamics that you're not aware of. From what I can sort of like see in the space, it seems like there's still some stuff that's hidden to be able to provide you with like actual clarity on the situation from his side or mine. On his side, it seems that there's something that he's not forthcoming with, and I don't think that he doesn't necessarily want to be with you. I just feel like he can't necessarily be with you right now, but there's something that just it hasn't been discussed. It hasn't been spoken about. It's locked away in Pandora's little box. I can't even access the file, to be fair. I guess I'm not supposed to, but you'll find out in due course. I don't think that it's a no. I just think it's a not right now. Um, Give it a good few weeks. I'm seeing probably like second week or so of December. So maybe like 5 weeks from now. But yeah, just kind of give things enough time to play out before you try and force a dynamic that causes more pressure and constraint to the situation that already seems quite tight, because it seems like whatever he's withholding, he's under a lot of pressure by the dynamics of that situation. Okay, my love. All right. I hope that that was useful for you as well, BTW. Oh, hey, y'all. Hey. Okay. Next, we have Rarity. Yes. We do have Rarity. All good. All good, my love. Yes, you can, Rogue. I think you tried to join last time. I think. And things didn't quite work out. So you get to be added to the list today. I'm gonna try and wrap this up in 90 minutes today, guys. Fat chance that this is already growing. Okay, so we're at Rarity. Where's your list, my love? Where's your question? Let's see if we can find this. Archangel Shamuel, can we get some assistance, please? I need Rarity's question if possible. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Great stuff. Rarity might have changed their minds as well. So let's just check and see if there's any new comments. Yes, it is on you, my love. It is on you. Best of the West. Okay. Why not? Just like that. I love that. Okay. What will happen if I give Jay another chance? Like this, feelings and intentions. Okay. Mm. I'm going to say this to you because the first thing that they pointed out to me is, and this may be a moment of okay, Jane, thank you for stopping into the room, y'all. Jane said she wants 2 questions. I guess I'm not getting out of here in 90 minutes, right, guys? It's okay. I'm going to be here for all of it. Let's have a little look and see. All good, all good. We are, bear with me, guys. I'm literally just trying to make sure I've got all my stuff together. Yeah. Okay. We have, sorry, I'm going to find your question again, Rarity. I think you want to get, yeah. How do you see the dynamics playing out with Jay and Rarity? If they go at it again. Okay, so the one thing that they're saying, because they're like, we've already had this discussion. So, my love, this is a situation because it's more like a talking to that they're giving it to me as. So that if you choose to make that decision, you're able to do so consciously. So, one of the things that they're showing me with the situation is that there's a lot of insecurities in the space, and you have to, if you choose to take this person back into your space and share space with this person and cultivate and grow life with this person, you have to give them the room to be able to go through the process of their change. And you can't just be on them the first mistake that they make, bombarding them with your feelings of disappointment in the process if you choose to, because you will be. I just have to keep it real because that's the main thing that they keep talking about. Like there's still disappointments for you along the way, because this person is like they're still growing and they're still learning and they're still not where they need to be able to align with you in the way that you would like. But and however, if you choose to take this person back into your space and share space, you have to give them the room to be able to grow. You have to give them the room to be able to persevere against their present version of themselves. Because it will be challenging for them. I'm not going to lie. And it's going to be hella triggering for you too. Shit. I'm not going to lie. Like, that's how I'm feeling it. But there's room to be able to work through this stuff, provided that you're actually that you're willing to, that you're committed to. At the minute, the situation will very much be from a place of like not really sort of a clear vision of how to do the changes that you would like to see. And they have to go through a process of figuring out the equation to solve that problem. So until they get to the place where they've actually got the precise formula for that, you will have to give them the grace of patience. if you decide to go back into that space, it is going to be hella triggering though. I did like that's the one thing that I can sense in the space. And when I say triggering, it would just feel like it will be reminders of, as they're trying to go through their growing pains, you kind of feeling triggered by certain situations that may show up similarly to past experiences that you guys have had, even though the outcome may not be the same way. Um, but it's up to you guys to kind of like do this work through the stuff. I think that you actually have quite a bit of insecurities from the dynamics that you guys have been playing out for a significant period of time as well. And I think that if you decide to take them back, you get to finish sitting this class of some of these insecurities that are playing out for you in the dynamic, and vice versa for them. You guys actually mirror each other really well. I think it's from different perspectives, but you guys are definitely very much kind of like mirroring a lot of the same wounds. And these are some of the things, because there hasn't been, because a lot of this is a tricky thing, right? When we're dealing with compatibility issues, right? Like it's all of the ways that we actually fit together, but most importantly, it's all of the ways that we don't fit together, and actually figuring out how to make those parts of us kind of like mesh and come together. Um, so yeah, what I'm seeing with that situation is that it's going to require, initially, there's not really going to be any direct sort of like goal or planning with the situation, because that puts more pressure on the situation. But there's like these subconscious unmet expectations that are being played out. Communicate clearly what it is that you want, and maybe give them a chance to be able to fulfill some of those things, because a lot of the times we're like busy already condemning people before we've even given them an opportunity to bless us with the grace of being the delivery agent for the thing that we've been praying to God for. Um, just because of our general feelings towards them, or a situation that may have transpired, whatever the dynamics of the situation is. Um, Grace is going to be important if you decide to go back into the space. And I just have to be honest, because it's going to require work. Okay, my love. I hope that that was useful for you. I know you just wanted to know like the basics on the situation, as far as like their feelings and intentions. Their feelings and intentions is to be able to be better for you, but at the minute they're very ill. They're very sick and infected with their own demons of insecurity, and you guys are working through your stuff together. You can continue on that journey with this person and continue to set this class with this person if you so choose. If not, these insecurities will kind of play out in other ways, regardless of the facts. It's just a matter of who you'd like to actually sit the class with, who you feel is a worthy companion, I guess, to share and express. Because romance is a very, very like, it's such an intimate dynamic as far as relationships. And that's one of the places that we are almost encouraged to be our most vulnerable as well. So when we kind of like find ourselves in these types of dynamics, playing out a lot of these little wounds, those are generally some of the places that allows for us to have like these really big growth spouts, if you will. But they come through a lot of challenge, and resistance. But for the most part, their intention is to be better. They're just working through their bitterness at this point. It's tainted and clouded their judgment, and it's affected their ability to show up as the kind of character that they'd like to be. So give them time if you so choose. Okay, that's pretty much it from me. Yeah, that's it. They haven't got anything else there. I hope that that was useful for you, though. Oh, I don't even know if Rarity is still in the building, to be fair. Oh yeah, I think they might be actually. Rarity. I think they might be, because it was about 10 minutes ago, the last post. So hopefully they got that. All good. All good, my love. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, we've got Jane. Jane, 2 questions. You've already got your own details out here, which is phenomenal. I love that. I appreciate that very much. Right, Jane. What's your 2 questions, my love? Oh, we've got it here already. How will B feel about me next time he sees me? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Jane's asking 2 questions because she's donated them. She's gone ahead and checked out the details in the description and hacked the game. Okay. Oh, Jane. Jane. Thank you, Pumpkin. Pumpkins on board. Love that. Jane wants to know the deets. Okay, let's go back to the first question. So, okay, how will B feel? How will B feel about Jane next time they actually encounter each other? Oh, that's a nice feeling. Okay, articulate to me. Oh. Okay. Okay, so definitely wishful thinking on the situation. What's the dynamics between y'all, Jane? Because what I'm seeing here is that they're kind of they're in a place where they're actually not really too sure about how this little situation's unfolding. We need to kind of find out, presumably because we need to get a little bit of clarity on this dynamic between B and G, right? Because I feel like that's the one thing that's a little bit blurry in the space, causing a little bit of challenge and restrictions to the situation. Definitely some wishful thinking there, though. Can't fault them for it. It's like they get a little bit excited, I guess, when you come around. Yeah, they get a little bit excited. They get like a kid and stuff. It's cute. It's cute. I like it. Okay. Definitely some restrictions to the situation though. So let's unpack the B and G stuff first. And then we might be able to get some clarity on what else is going on in the dynamics at play here. Okay, so give us some insight as well, guys. Okay. Just that? B and G. What's the dynamics between them? B and G. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah. So what they're showing me with the dynamics between these guys is that it's mainly just a friendship dynamic with B and G. Dynamic, I say that, but friendship, there's so many layers of friendship class, y'all. There's like friends with benefits, friends with no benefits, acquaintances. Like there's layers to this friendship game. Okay, so let's unpack that actually. clarify. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, man. It's nothing. It's nothing. They friends. Like friends, friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just a friendship dynamic. I think that they find each other to be quite supportive, and they find that um how can I put it? They're good crutches for each other's abandonment wounds. I don't know how else to put it. That's just how they're giving it to me, because that would have probably been the wound that brought them into each other's orbit, to share the dynamic that they now currently have as far as how they lend support to each other. But from what I'm seeing with the situation, it really is just a friendship dynamic. There's some wishful thinking there on the situation with you, though. How do you feel about B? More to the point, Jane. What are your feelings towards towards B on the situation? Yeah. I don't think it's too complicated, their dynamic, but I do see that their relationship in itself has actually like gone through quite a lot as well. Um, it's gone through quite a lot, and it's survived, I guess, quite a lot as well. Okay, well, he likes you too. From what I can feel in the space, like they get a very good vibe from you. Okay. Are they deal breakers for you? The things that he's done that you don't like? Are they like absolute, like uncompromisables? Or are they, I can work with that. And we're not going to take red flags and turn them into yellow here. Okay. It's, we're just learning, I guess, how to rationalize some of our thoughts and fears on certain situations. Hey, Kanchan. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Well, they're feeling your vibe as well. They're feeling your vibe as well. I think for the most part, with the situation dynamic with you, they like being around your energy, and they like being around your presence. And from what I can sense in this space, for them, it's like how can I put it? It's just like when you walk into a room, it just gets a little bit overwhelming for them. And when I say overwhelming for them, like not on some cliche stuff, but it's like they get to a place where they actually don't necessarily know what's they don't have to think about it too much, but they are thinking about it, like what's the right thing to say in the situation so they don't. Okay, Kanchan's the last person on the list, y'all, because this list is growing. Damn. That happened quick. Okay. Marie does have a long name, right? Okay, she wants to stand out. Okay. Um, no, but he's definitely got vibes with you and for you. I think it's just more so being able to kind of take things slowly. I think there's nerves, a lot of nerves with the situation as well, kind of like shifting the dynamics from what it is to something deeper, and overthinking that. And there's like a lot of variables to the situation. But Yeah, they take your vibe. They take your vibe. So it's up to you, kind of like how you play the game, I guess, with that situation. I think that they're actually a little bit, like I said, a little bit scared. So I don't know, maybe if you give some indication that you're open, that might entice them a little bit. You know, Scorpio season, okay? Sensuality is ripe at the minute, so maybe utilize some of that energy to your benefit to lure him in. Okay. Right. Who's next on the list? I hope that that was useful for you, by the way, Jane. I hope that that kind of like unpacked it enough for you as well to get some clarity. I know. I know. Yeah, list is closed. I can't do anything else, man. The list just grew so quick. Okay, Tori. Okay, let's see. Tori, I am going to try my best to see if I can find your question, but if you are still here, my love, just throw it back out there like a hallelujah, amen. Oh, what's the question, Tori? That's an interesting question. That wasn't actually. I actually just went back and read that, and I was like, I don't know how I answer this. I can pray for you, definitely. Prayer is actually one of my lineages. Um, I guess it's one of the tools that we've definitely been supercharged in. Um, God definitely sort of like sits and listens, I guess, to our prayers because we work um, and do his service and stuff. But I can pray for you, definitely. Why are you experiencing some challenging forces at the minute? Because I know there's like a lot going on for us right now as well. So class is pretty intense. It is causing a lot of eruptions as well of dark forces. Um, I like your energy, Em. I'm an empath or whatever too. Yeah, yeah. Empath life is pretty challenging. Yeah, I just like to easier tune into my own vibe. Yeah, yeah. That will come in time. Keep doing what you're doing. But I'll definitely put some prayers out there. Send you some energy because whenever I'm praying, I'm literally like I'm thinking about all the millions of people that I'm praying for. Even when I just ask God to, just protect my brothers and sisters within the collective. I literally like allow for my heart to be open to expand to the fullness of what my brother and sisters in collective like. I know my heart, obviously I can't go out into that expansion, but at the end of the day I can feel the opening there to call in everybody that can fit whatever my heart's capacity is. Okay. So I'll definitely put some of that love out there for you first thing in the AM tomorrow, in my morning practice. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Well, you already had one little question. You even like what's the word? Employed my services. I'm gonna send you some nice little prayers of manifestation and Reiki tomorrow. I don't I'm not gonna say I don't sense anything sort of like coming through for you. The one thing that they are saying is that you are going through a breakthrough and you will be able to overcome the situation that you're navigating through now. I'm seeing mental glitches from time to time. Um, yeah, you'll overcome. It's just Pumpkin put it out there. It's just one of those situations. You kind of just have to let yourself heal. Time is probably like the most significant part of that. Hey T, have a nice day to you too, beautiful. Hmm. Right, I hope that that was useful for you, Tori. And I will definitely stick you on the list when I'm putting all those little radars out there for my heart tomorrow. Okay? All right. We've got Taylor. Is that the same Taylor? Taylor? I don't know if you are the same Taylor that I already did. I do Reiki. I do Reiki. I do. I'm sorry that tickles me. I'm a loser like that. I'm sorry. That did tickle me. But yes, I do Reiki. I didn't mean to ask. I just got confused. No, you're good, Tori. You're good. You're good. You're good. It's fine. You clearly needed some additional guidance because one of the things that they mentioned is that you are experiencing mental glitches. So I actually know how to pray for you when I go in to pray on your behalf tomorrow. So it's perfectly fine. You're good. Yes, the dad jokes. You know, T. Oh, guys. Okay, let's have a little look. I don't see Taylor in the building. Mary B. Mary B, you are new to the click. Haven't seen you in this spot. Welcome. If you could, my love, honestly, I'm just gonna try and work with technology here and try and find your question, but you might just save yourself some time by just re-adding it. That's probably for the best. I do appointments for distant Reiki sessions as well. Beautiful. Email me. Email me. I'll drop you the link. Yeah, the thing about the stuff for me when I do Reiki as well, like I'm a little bit different in that dynamics, but we'll probably sort of like talk about it. I really like to actually like remove the energy from the meridian channels, because that those are some of the things that people then still get reinfected by after the fact. So we'll talk. We'll talk. Um, oh, maybe. I remember you. I remember you. I would like insight into my near future, please. So that would be a general reading. Oh, all good, my love. Send me over the email, and I got you. Okay. I was literally, and it's so funny because recently I was saying to the guys, like, I'm ready to kind of like, I guess, put a little bit more of my energy out there. Which reminds me, guys, I'm actually going to be doing a Facebook. I'm coming back to your question, maybe. Don't worry. I ain't forgotten you, girl. I'm going to be doing a Facebook live for the Taurus full moon that we've got coming on the 19th. And kind of like giving some guidance on how to optimize the energies and stuff like that as well. I'm actually going to be streaming it. Okay, hey Rush, nice to have you in the building. I did start late today. I did start late today. God had me on double missions today, okay? Not even just today, November. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel a little bit like a headless chicken. Um, I'm literally hearing the theme song for Cow and Chicken in my mind. Wow, the way that the subconscious works. That is amazing. That just triggered the theme tune of Cow and Chicken. That is hilarious. I'm sorry, beautiful. Oh. Right? It's a lot. There's like so many changes that's taking place, and I'm really trying to like catch all of these blessings. And my gosh, I'm excited, but I'm exhausted. Literally, I had to put things later, guys, because I needed to eat. I had to have dinner. Okay. I'm like juggling all of these things, and I need to feed myself. Ah, no. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, Rush. Thank you for stopping into the space and blessing us with your presence. Right. What do we see on the cards for maybe's near future? What can you show us? Okay, when we say near, what do we mean? Okay, we're gonna say up to the next, till the end of this year. Till the end of this year. How do you see things? Okay, thank you. Okay. What I'm seeing for you, beautiful. I actually had some steamed cabbage. I had some steamed cabbage with carrots and dumplings and sweet potatoes. Proper Jamaican. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I needed to stop and enjoy, guys. Sorry, I'm running late on my own schedule here. Maybe what I'm seeing sort of taking place for you, sort of in the near future. So they're showing me that there's a few things that you're. How can I put it? For some reason, it seems like you're kind of a little bit closed off from some sort of situation that happened in the past. I don't know how recent this past was, but it looks like right now you're kind of in a place where towards like basically for the rest of this year you're actually kind of getting a little bit more clarity on where you maybe lack focus and ambition on some of the things that you plan for. So, um, how can I put it? You're making these kind of oh, the list is closed, guys. Hmm. Yeah, so sorry, maybe. Yeah, what I'm seeing is that you're going to be learning a little bit more about where you lack drive and ambition to be able to juggle certain things, and that's what you're going to be working with uh, up until the end of this year. One of the main things that I'm seeing with the situation is that you may need to learn how to be a yes man to yourself. What do I mean by that? So one of the things that they're showing me is that you can be a little bit idealistic sometimes. I just have to keep it real. Do not shoot the messenger. I am simply delivering the message. Okay. Um, you can be a little bit idealistic sometimes. And um, that may be one of the things that is causing resistance to being able to receive some of these, yeah, some of these blessings, okay, that God's trying to pour into your little piggy bank, okay. You got to get a little bit more open, because one of the reasons why you're lacking focus and the ambition to be able to dedicate yourself in the way that you need to is because you are so fixed on the perfect scenario or situation. The perfect moment is a bloody impulse. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, I can't tell you how many situations that I've been in where the impulse has taken me into a situation. And for the most part, even if things doesn't necessarily go the way that I anticipate, I'm like, snap, at least I learned a lesson. Like, I'm still here. I've still got stuff to do here. Let's just get that stuff done. No more of the funny business. Basically, I feel like it's the pleasures of being human. You get to be dumb sometimes and make stupid choices, okay? And you're allowed because you're human. It's the thing. But I do feel like God is asking you to kind of get a little bit more realistic. And when I say realistic, I'm not saying to diminish your standards, because God loves your high standards. He praises the fact that you want to be able to kind of like have your circumstances be elevated in such grand ways, right? But he's also asking you to work with the vibration that you are at the minute as well. And it's important to be able to understand that that's also a reflection of the circumstances that you're facing and that you're dealing with. Bear with me. That's the hubby. I am not trying to get into no arguments. That's another class for me to sit. I'm barely trying to feed myself, y'all. um, yeah, bear with me. um, okay, right. Good for the camera, so I gotta stay committed. Okay, I love that. No, but yeah, what I was saying there maybe is that it's just about making sure that you're sort of and when I say staying open, I just mean being open-minded to how God can work miracles over your life, because in order for him, how do how do you consciously do that? I'm working on something for that, actually. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you consciously do it by being able to, a tool that I've basically found that has helped me to be able to basically stay in my right mind when these, astrological transits are out here, that is getting us to regress back into our childhood wounds and work on some stuff. um it's about knowing the energies and knowing what energies are flowing when and how to be able to kind of work with them. I am working on a community, I guess, for 2022, so that I can do that with you guys, because I've actually been doing it to optimize my growth with my own little community. And that's been working really, really well. And when I say growth, I don't even just mean circumstantially, I actually mean mental age, emotional age. I mean, I'm 4'9", so physical age stopped when I was 12. Okay, I stopped growing at 12, guys. Yes, that's the thing. But it's really just about being able to kind of stay consciously aware of what classes you're sitting, when you're sitting them, why you may be sitting them, so that you can actually consciously, I guess, allow for yourself to naturally flow into the timelines that exist for you. And it allows you to basically fall into alignment of God's will over your life as well. So Yeah, it's a whole process. Don't worry though. I got y'all. I'm definitely working on something for the collective for that because I think that that's one of the things that even when I pray to God and I'm like, why can't this person see or why is that person struggling to be able to see? It's just sometimes we plant seeds and then we're limiting God on the way that He's supposed to deliver these things to us. And I'm like, but you're doing exactly what they've just been praying for. Like, hello. But, and however, it may not appear in the way that we would have hoped that it would have appeared. Like I said, okay, maybe I said this in a video, I think it was yesterday, the video that I did for the Pick a Crystal Scorpio New Moon, right? You may be sort of manifesting a new wardrobe and you have a house fire. Guilty! Experienced that. I wasn't even manifesting a new wardrobe. I was actually simply manifesting a new version of myself. And God took everything. Okay? He said, well, you don't need old Shakima then. Shit. I'm like, I think I was still using her. But, and however, the only things that actually survived that fire were my cards, which was hilarious because God left me with what I needed. Okay, He was like, well, everything else don't even matter. You don't need nothing else from old Shakima. This is what you need for new Shakima. Take this with you and be on your merry way. And I was like, okay. So I say all of that to say, yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. This one's going to be impactful as well. I say all that to say that sometimes our blessings are disguised and sometimes our blessings are actually very apparent. It's just whether or not we're willing to see them. Okay, but God's going to help you. Stay open to the way that He's going to work miracles over your life in the next. I want to say the first thing that I was getting was literally maybe within the next 2 to 3 days, you'll start to see a turnaround just because you're now cognitively having the experience of knowing that God is basically going to be playing this little game with you where He's just dropping you little gems. And just enjoy it. Just enjoy it like a kid. Like, seriously, I think when we start to get like over stressed out is like when we get too deep in adult mode and then shit just gets real and serious. And then it's like, wow, nobody wants to have fun. Then we start to lash out and trigger starts to get tricky. We lose control. It's just complete meltdown. Okay. Complete meltdown. We don't want any of those. But I hope that that was useful for you because I was in that space for a little bit, definitely a little bit. All good, my love. All good. Thank you. Hey, on top of the world. I love that. Why not? Snap. Hey, Nikki, thank you for stopping in. Unfortunately, I won't be able to read for you, my love. The list kind of closed with Kanchan. I'm supposed to be here for an hour and a half, but more than likely, I shall be doing overtime. It's a thing. Nikki. Okay, Nikki, if you're still in the building, can we get your question, please? I am going AB. Unfortunately, the list is closed, my love. Like and sub and come into the space with us next week. Be the first. Oh, there you are, Nikki. And I do shit like that too. And I love that about myself, honestly. Blonde moments like that. Sometimes it does like annoy me. It does sometimes annoy me. But that's regular for my human. Okay. We do those every day. Okay. I love that. Preparation. It's key. Will DG reach out to me? He's my ex. Okay. Let's see what's unfolding with this situation. Okay. DG. What do we see as far as them being lucky to reach out? to Nikki. What do we see? Yes, pumpkin. I was late. I was late to the class. Oh. Right, guys. I want to sort of have your question there so I can tune into it. Okay. DJ. Will they reach? Okay. Okay, so this is the whole story right here. Okay. What I'm seeing with the situation, bear with me, let me clarify this right here because it's a whole story. I want I want to be able to unpack it. Clarify. Okay. They will. Sorry, I had to like go through the process of like unpacking it layer by layer because it's complicated and I can tell it's complicated. So what I see sort of like taking place in the space is that they are likely to reach out, but it is going to take some time. With their situation, what I'm seeing is that they're kind of going through their own sort of introspection on the situation. And they'll be able to sort of like come out of that. But right now they're a little bit in hermit mode, like, What was the dynamics and the falling apart? Because what I'm seeing with the situation is that like whatever happened in the past kind of left them confused. It was so chaotic. It was like just very abrupt. Very abrupt. That's what I'm getting like. What was the dynamic? Give us some insight, beautiful. We'd love to unpack that a little bit more. But yeah, they'll be able to sort of come round. I think it is going to be a matter of a good few weeks, however, because there's still the sharpness, I guess, the sharpness of communication. And there's still a recovery period from that situation. Are you still here, my love? Nikki, come on. Give us some insight, beautiful. Okay. At the minute, it's kind of like evaluation season for you guys at the minute as well. Yeah. And I can understand why as well. It's because somehow the communication's just a little bit off. Is the communication sort of like different when you guys are in person? Is the energy different when you're in person as opposed to when you're trying to connect via the disruption and distortion of technology? Because sometimes I kind of feel like technology distorts our energy a little bit as well. But every time we had an argument, it stopped communication because I was stuck on the past. Yeah. I get that. I get that. I don't think it's anytime soon, as far as them being able to come forward, but you guys are already in. Yeah. It's best to have certain conversations in person. So this is a trick to be able to hack this code. Okay. Shit, they're gonna be back in your orbit sometime anyways, because this is you guys' rhythm and pattern. When you guys kind of need to discuss things that have a tendency or a likelihood to be very, very passionate, it's best to be able to just have certain conversations in person. Um, yeah, because you guys are so like explosive to like when you're together. I guess the universe is giving you guys some time apart. It's like, yeah, just kind of like parting you guys for a little bit so that you guys can just have some recovery period from like some of the sharp tongues, like daggers. Um, yeah, you've got to work on your delivery. Um, Nobody says that your feelings don't matter, but your feelings aren't facts. They are simply feelings based on how you are interpreting your environment. Um, and it's not to dismiss your feelings. You can also validate your feelings and also stick to the facts of the situation as well. Your feelings are not facts. Um, he's a Scorpio and I'm a Capricorn, so we bump heads. Oh God, I can imagine. I can imagine. I can imagine what this space is like. It's very fiery tongues, is what I'm seeing. The dynamics is like, but I would say when you kind of get back into the mode of like communication, just actually think about what it is that you're actually really hurt about, and just articulate that. You don't need to like throw it back at them to make them feel how you feel or felt. Funny that you don't even actually feel that way right now. It's just a distortion to your present because you're still living in the past. Like it's how you felt. You don't. You can actually choose to let those feelings go now because you're not even experiencing that anymore. It's funny how that works, right? The human's very, you know, weird like that. It will hold on to some stuff that it doesn't necessarily need, but the stuff that you're holding on to, decide whether or not it still serves you. Um, And if it doesn't, let it go. It's just baggage. It's just more feelings to weigh you down, to keep you stagnated in places you do not want to be in terms of your circumstances. So just let it go. And I know that sounds, I know I may sound patronizing even saying it as simple like that because I know it really isn't that simple. I am a Capricorn moon, so fortunately for myself, I'm quite detached. um, but and however, I can't be detached to be able to do what I do. It's about learning how to like when to be able to detach from certain things. So I choose to utilize my Capricorn moon in that way. Like you don't have to hold on to certain things just because it makes you feel a certain type of way. And when you feel certain things come up, you can validate that feeling to yourself and let that feeling know that you very much did experience that situation and you did very much feel that way about the situation at the time, and you understand, overstand, outerstand, and innerstand those very feelings that are brewing beneath the surface. But and however, that is not your current or present reality. And you can choose to let it go in that moment, literally, just from that whole process of what I've just said to you. It's like scripting to be able to peel back the layers of emotional processing and then disperse. Okay. Trust me, it will lighten your load because you don't have to spend like so much of your time on thought loops of things that has already been. Do you know what I mean? It creates space for you to be able to use your third eye for things that have yet to come. Okay, my love? On that note, I'm going to leave it there for you because they're saying there's nothing else left. They're out with this Shakespearean dramatics tonight, ain't they? God, okay, guys, I see the vibe. Cool. Let's see what the list is like. God. Okay, Nikki Pumpkin. Yes, Pumpkin, throw your question at me. Let me have it. Let's see, how many have we got left? Damn, 10. You guys came into the room and just yanked it out quickly, right? All good, my love. Thank you. um, my question's totally off topic than usual, but I'd like to know what M really feels about me. New Tolkien. I want to be careful with who I allow in my space as I need positivity only. I hear you, beautiful. I hear you. Good to know you're here as well, Ken Chen. Okay, right. Let's see. I guess so. I guess so, right? In it, Ken Chen. Oh, snap. That is too funny. That is hilarious. Look at God giving me a little talking to through you. I love that. That tickled me. Sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. Pumpkin wants to know what M feels about her. Now, what we want to see is the intentions behind the feelings as well. It's important for us to get some clarity on that. Okay. What are M's intentions towards? Okay. Okay. From what I can see with the situation, right? That's literally what happened. That's literally what happened. And you are lucky. You're honestly like, I didn't even realize the list was building like that. I was like, bug out. That happened quickly. So with the dynamic with yourself, Pumpkin, M is quite. They're quite hopeful about the situation. They want a chance, I guess, is how I'm hearing it. Like they want a chance. They want a chance to be able to kind of like prove themselves. Um, they want a chance to be able to just kind of help to create a new sort of dynamic. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to go back to your question so I can really unpack what they're trying to say to me. Yeah. The situation with them is that they're literally they want to be they want to be given an opportunity. That's just all I'm hearing. They want to be given a chance. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're always going to be able to be worthy, I guess, of that chance. Because they're showing me that there might be certain situations because that's what's out there in the collective. I think he just wants to be able to have a chance. Like that's the thing. How you feel, Pumpkin? You gonna Yeah, I think it's an opportunity with you. From what I can see with the situation, like they actually want to be able to like be a part of your process and be a part of your journey. They want to kind of like help to bring balance a little bit. Um, and they're willing to, I guess, prioritize you. Um, yeah, they're willing to prioritize you, but you have to be willing to be comfortable with being a priority because there may be some wounds around that. Okay, my love? That's the one thing that they're sort of saying to me. There may be some wounds around that. So you might want to have a look at that. I like him. He seems nice. First guy I've spoken to that cares, and we have so much in common. Yeah, you'd be a priority for them, definitely. They just want a chance. It's up to you whether or not you want to give them the chance. They seem quite sincere. They seem quite genuine in that request. And what I'm hearing from the guides is he just wants a chance. No one wants to be with someone that's sick and he knows someone well, but still interested. Yeah. And that doesn't deter him. Like, that doesn't deter him. And I think that this is why they're saying to you that the challenge with this, should you choose to accept the assignment, is to dig deeper into where you are with your levels of self-worth for this class. Um, they're proper pushing it today, and they're probably like pushing the stuff out at me. So I have to go back and point it out to you in terms of like what you've said. That's basically pointed out feelings of low self-worth. No one wants to be with someone that's sick. Um, that's not true. It takes a very special person to have the desire to be able to maintain a relationship in sickness and in health. So that programming may need to be updated. Okay. But he seems genuine and sincere. He seems cool. Like it doesn't seem like there's an agenda beneath it either. Yeah, like there doesn't seem to be an agenda beneath him wanting to actually just be there for you. I think he sees something. Yeah, yeah, he sees something in you. He sees there's parts of you that really reminds him, I guess, of his first love, mum. And that's not a bad thing. It's not like, yeah, it's just the way that it is. We end up with our parents, good, bad, and ugly. Anyways, guys, um, yeah, I'm gonna put Pumpkin out there in the streets. Look what Pumpkin just said, yeah. Pumpkin said, yes, most guys, they want the jiggy jiggy, you know? No, and I hear that. I do hear that. I do hear that. But he just so happens to be, he's not one of those guys. He's not one of those guys. Um, he's just not one of those guys. That's not his heart. Um, yeah, that's not his heart. Look, Pumpkin, you got the chat going mad. Thanks for the giggles tonight, y'all. Oh, dude. Okay, okay. Brianna. Are you still in the building, Brianna? I don't even know if you're still here because I don't even recall seeing your name in the chat. The things just happen so quickly. I don't even know. But yes, if you're still in the chat, beautiful, drop us your message, please. Thank you. Yes, Pumpkin. I hope that that was useful for you, though. Thank you for the question as well. Yeah. And I'm glad I could reiterate to you what he's actually said so that you can be clear that that's really all he wants. Right? Brianna, are you in the building? Huh? Because if we don't have you in the building, it's going to be difficult to get your question out here. Pretty Brown Eyes, you're next as well. So if you are here, start getting ready, man. Because, yeah. Okay, all good. All good. Right. Let's see if I can find Brianna's question. Okay, just show me. Well, yeah. I'm getting the sense that Brianna's not in the room anymore. Yeah. Ah, I'm sorry, Brianna. That's fine. Yes, pretty brown eyes. That's how you get in there. I'm sorry. She just came with that fire, like fire. She's like, bye, Brianna. Okay. Oh, on top of the world. I love the fact that you stuck around. You know what? Simply because you waited for a window of opportunity to show up for you, you can take her place. But I'm gonna go with Pretty Brown Eyes because the way she did that was just so amazing. Like she was ready. I'm gonna do her question. I'm going to move you. I'm going to move you to after Kanchan just because I feel like it's only right that they kind of like continue with the list. So you get to take her place, but everybody else that was there, they get to, I guess, hold their slot because I do not want a madhouse in Harutan night. But kudos to you for actually sticking around and waiting for your window of opportunity. That's how you do that one. Love that. Yeah, it's Pretty Brown Eyes. You had me going. You had me going. Okay. Oh, I remember y'all's little love story last week. Okay. Guys, come on. Pretty Brown Eyes wants to kind of, continue the story. She wants to get some clarity on what the narrative is going to be once Stefan actually gets out and they're doing life together. What do you see happening? Okay. Okay. Cool. Sorry, y'all. Private chat. What do you see? Pretty Brown Eyes and stuff on. Okay. Oh, ain't this nice? That's so sweet. It does make the list look so long, for real. But no, for you guys, my love, you guys get an opportunity for a fresh start. Okay, beautiful. I just have to show you. I don't know. Even if you don't read tarot, I'm sure you've seen enough tarot videos to know what that Ace of Wands is really good. It's all good. Ace of Cups. Those are the cards for you. So what they're telling me with this situation for you guys is like Oh my God, it's nice. Hold on, I have to get through like the first part of it because the first part of the story, naturally, there's a lot of nostalgia. It feels fresh and young and connected, and it feels vibrant and invigorating. It just feels like it fills you up. Like that's the kind of connection that it is. It just feels like it fills you up, right? And I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy because what I can sense in the subconscious as well is that there are some concerns. There are some concerns about, um, how to be able to sort of reintegrate, how to be able to do this. There's so many different things that I'm seeing as background noise there. So those are some of the challenges, I guess, that you guys will sort of come to face and um, really kind of have to figure out how you guys navigate through these things. And it will cause disturbances along the way because it's not going to be easy, but it's about how you guys actually communicate through some of these situations that does show up. For the most part, you both seem to be committed to each other. You both seem to be willing. Um, when things get testy, your patience gets testy. So you have to watch that. That's something that may be a deterrent as you kind of like navigate through the process. Because when you're met with tension, you need more patience to allow for the energy to kind of flow instead of being so restricted and narrow. It needs to be able to expand. So patience is the tool that you utilize for that, or the emotion that you use when you find yourself in those types of dynamics. And yeah, for the most part, um, hmm, I want to say this, like they're going to be navigating through their own insecurities about their reintegration process as well. Um, so your patience is definitely going to need to be a main requirement ingredient um, for how you kind of navigate through the situation. Okay. As far as, and again, like I can tell you what needs to be done on their side, but really the only person that you can change is you. So um, it's just one of those things that you kind of have to focus on your class, basically, regardless of however great or bad a person is doing in their class. That's between them and God and their guides, because their guides, yeah, that impacts their guides as well. Okay. Um, but yeah, like for the most part, you guys do get an opportunity for an actual like fresh start. It's about how you guys actually choose to work with it. Okay. Right. On top of the world did get in the bus. On top of the world did get in the bus. You're absolutely right. You're right, Kanchan. Oh, snap. Okay. I hope that that was useful for you, the pretty brown eyes. It's all good, my love. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you for stopping into the space and kind of like sharing just a little snippet of the unfolding of that story for me. Um, you guys will be fine. I think it's just going to, yeah, it's going to be a reality check once he's out. But I think that you guys build a strong enough connection to be able to weather the storm. Yeah, all good, all good. Right. So I'm sure I saw M like put their question out because they're like, I ain't even gonna wait. Okay, M's giving me like the backstory. Okay. Yeah, M did post. M was ready. M was like, "What? I'm gonna be ready." Okay. We are in on no contact. How does this person feel towards me? They are with someone, but I feel like they like me. Lol, maybe it's in my head. They may like the person who they are with. Well, I heard from both of them saying they at least like the person that they're with because that shit's just torture. Otherwise, God, I hate to see when people are in those dynamics playing out classes. But yes, thank you for that. Yes, guys, what Pumpkin said. Okay, like and sub, man. Show me some love out here. I literally come and sit in these streets with you guys on Fridays. Mind you, right? I actually like flexing my muscles because I feel like I spend so much time in it, for myself. So it's actually nice to come into a space and utilize my stuff with you guys. Okay. Mm. I'm trying to sort of like get a clarity on how I'm going to actually answer this question for M. Thank you for the insight, first and foremost. Um, okay. You guys know the person that I'm speaking about. How do they feel towards them? And give us the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help y'all God. Okay? Give us the truth, guys. What are their intentions towards them? Yeah, and I get that. It's fine. I get that it is just a clarity sort of thing. Okay. How does the person feel towards them? From what you guys know of the situation. Thank you. Okay. So what I'm seeing with the situation here, it seems more so. How can I put it? Bear with me. I'm going to clarify something because I want to get a little bit more insight. I don't think that there's feelings there to act on. So what do I mean by that? There's a curiosity there, but I don't think it's something that they're willing to act on just because of the dynamic situation there as well. Um, yeah, it's for lack of a better way of putting it, it's not worth waiting for. And what I mean by that is it's not going to yield you the kind of result that you're hoping for with the situation. Not in a negative way. It's just that the dynamics is far too complicated, unfortunately. There's a curiosity there, and they're kind of going through their soul searching if they're even happy in that situation, to be completely fair. Um, and even if they're not happy, they're still trying to figure out as well how they could potentially, like, what's wrong with them, why they're not happy. And they're not necessarily just putting the happiness down to the actual space of that relationship dynamic. um, but yeah, now not really a positive sort of outcome. I think, like I said, there's a curiosity there. but nothing that's going to be like tangibly acted upon. Um, yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else we need to know? I'm hearing no. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're open to receiving the truth, and I'm glad that you came into this space to receive the truth, so it was easier for me to be able to deliver exactly that to you. Um, the dynamics is far too complicated. I don't see it necessarily sort of paying off in your favor. So I just have to be honest. We wouldn't want you out here wasting not necessarily your time, but your time. Okay. Like these tickets only have a limited capacity for life. Okay, we need to utilize it as much as we can. Snap. What I would say to you in terms of advice on the situation is process any feelings of, should I not put time into this? I do see this person a lot. We do talk. So, do you think I should not talk? No, you're fine to talk, my love. You're fine to talk. You just have to shift the dynamics of the perspective in the space. Um, Yeah, you just have to shift the dynamics of the perspective in the space. Basically, if you continue to leer and linger on the situation, you basically kind of clutter your own space for somebody who is worthy, I guess. And when I say worthy, I mean they have a lot of the qualities that you're looking for, but also most importantly, they have the flexibility that you're looking for. If you want me to give you some real advice, uh, my advice to you would be to look into the part of your shadow that is potentially attracted to emotionally unavailable people and try and nurse that wound so that you can avoid resitting this class dynamic. And that pains me to say because I don't really want to be like just like blatantly like putting shadows out here like that, but I just have to keep it true because that's how I see as well. That's the main aspect of how I communicate. Because that's how my guides are like, warning, depression ahead. I'm like, oh snap, it didn't caught me. But yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you for stopping into the space. And the guidance was probably definitely necessary because I think it's about how you basically move on from the situation. So thank you for actually even requesting some insight on that. That's okay. I'm glad that you appreciate it. Again, my people, I'm glad. Y'all make my job easier. I could just be the messenger and it's fine. Okay. All right. Um, China, if you're in the building, China, let us know your question. Okay, guys. Oh, China's with it. China's like, you ain't gotta tell me twice. Oh, good. Oh, China wants to know how a person's feeling. Okay. How's China's person feeling about them? Um, let's get some clarity. How's China's person? Okay. Oh, oh, nice. We like that. Okay, so as clearly as you can, how's China's person feeling about them? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Okay, so your person is at a place where oh, they feel like you guys are really at a place of a turnaround, I guess, in your life, in your relationship dynamic. They feel like you guys are at like a pivoting point in the relationship, where they can really see the possibilities of some of the things that you guys have been speaking about actually being able to manifest. And they're like rejoiceful. That's what I'm hearing. They're in rejoice. They're grateful and they're actually sort of like happy to see how these changes are coming about. And yeah, they're actually just at a place where they feel like they're emotionally growing. They're growing emotionally. Like there's this love, I guess, that they have for you that just continues to grow and they continue to grow into it. It's like a jumper that's too big, you know, like when you first get into the relationship and you have all these feelings and then the jumper's too big and it's like, you know. But then you grow into it and your arms actually fit and you start to actually really be able to learn how to, I guess, wear the love for the person that you're with. Because sometimes that's what it's like, you know, when you get into relationships and you get into these overwhelming um, feelings. But they feel like things are actually moving in a positive direction. They're not all the way. I love it. Yeah, that that is how it is. That is how it is. Like that is how it is. Sometimes like we don't even like know how to manage the love that we find ourselves in sometimes because we catch the feeling so quick. It's like, damn. But yeah, what I will say, like they do still have some insecurities about whether or not they're going to be able to kind of like meet some of the goals that you guys have spoken about for the future. And when I say that, I mean like their individual goals to be able to make certain things that you guys have discussed possible, right? Um, but they're sure that they want to do it with you. They're sure that they want to figure it out with you. They're sure that they want to be able to kind of go through the worry and get clarity with you. There's some doubts, I guess, that they have around career situations. But again, these are just things that they're open and ready and willing to working at with you, and they feel comfortable, I guess. Comfortable knowing that you're there as a support for them as they kind of navigate through all of these dynamics. And they appreciate you. They appreciate you and they appreciate the fact that you're a part of their life at this point as well. And there's like a real, like, they're proud that you're theirs. Yeah, that's how I can put it. Like, they're proud that you're theirs. There's a real sense of pride. So, yeah, that's how they feel. They feel good. Yeah, they feel good. You make them feel good. So, I hope that that was useful for you. Um, yeah. Thank you for that. No, no, you're good. No. Honestly, like there was definitely like a genuine sense of like love and care and admiration there. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping in and sharing that space with me. It was a really warm space. Lovely energy. Okay, let's have a little look at the list and see. Rogue. Rogue, rogue, rogue. Kanchan's, look, listen, Pumpkin's here, Kanchan's here. Rogue, are you in the building? Okay. Oh, there we go. Rogue is like, in here. Thank you. What would my guy's mum tell me from her heart space? Oh, that's nice. Let's have a little connection into the space. What do you think, mother-in-law? And playing out this dynamic, what would they say from the heart? Greg wants to know. Mm-hmm. It was so bad it actually tickled me, Kanchan. I love a good bad joke, okay? Oh. What I was picking up for you initially, sort of like coming into the space hero. So what I was hearing was from the heart space, it's like relationships are a lot of work, and they know that their child is imperfect. And it really is just about the way that the two of you guys work at things together. And it isn't always going to be easy. It isn't like it is going to be difficult sometimes. Sometimes you do find yourself in spaces where you just want to be alone and you just want to be left alone. But the beauty of being able to have someone around you that you love is that even when you're alone, you're never lonely. She likes the connection between the two of you guys because it brings joy. Yeah, it brings joy. It brings joy to her. It brings joy to her to kind of like see her child in that way where they're able to actually like experience love and have them be so filled up by love and have the love just kind of like pour into them in such a way. There's other stuff as well. There's other stuff as well about how he likes certain things, basically. What I'm seeing as well, like, yeah, I can tell that you guys have like been through some stuff, like you and your partner. And I know that you've kind of like had to overcome quite a bit. From what I can see, like there's been a lot of concerns in the past, a lot of worries, a lot of things that you guys have had to learn to really get to a place where you guys are now. And even now, as you guys are kind of going through this, I guess, breakthrough, and it's had to come by some of these disasters. Do you know what I mean? Like it's had to come by some of these chaotically destructive moments. Sometimes, like if you think about a tornado, like it literally has annihilated everything in its path, but the effects of a tornado is that it moves very quickly from one point to the next. So sometimes you need a storm to be able to optimize your growth in certain places. But this breakthrough moment that you guys are having, you get to the place where there's a real level of respect from your partner's mum, just by the way that you guys have been able to handle things together. Okay? And she'll be able to articulate that to you someday. That's it. Thank you. I hope that that was useful for you. Yeah, I hope that that was useful for you, my love. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Don't cry. I mean, let it out if you need to. But no, you're good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this space with us. Best of. Okay, best of. Are you here, best of? Come on, you didn't see what happened when like Brianna wasn't here. Like On Top of the World is now On Top of the World because they get to go last on the list. Okay, are you here, best? Oh, snap. Oh, dude. That's how you get that done. Thank you. Oh, snap. Okay. What would it be like if my Virgo got me pregnant? Like, how would he treat me? He's brought up babies a couple of times, lol. Right? Right. Okay. Oh, interesting. Show us more on that. Because they already, like, I just split the deck and they already started talking, guys. Show us more. Okay. Okay. Show me what do you see the dynamic? Okay. So what I'm seeing with the dynamics is that what role do you want to play in that dynamic? Because I have to ask that question because things would very much shift for at least a good 2 to 3 years, the first 2 to 3 years. If you were to go down that, I guess, path, they would be taking up a lot of the legwork, as far as, being able to obviously maintain a standard of living. They would be able to be present, but only to a certain degree. And what do I mean by that? I mean that things can be very, very stressful. And what I would say before you guys get to that place, I would say work on your tools for self-soothing when it comes to your stresses, because I think that that may be a destructive force in the first 2 years of you guys being able to like sit class and be in that dynamic. Yeah, they would definitely like provide you with the stability. They would definitely, no, it's not a bad thing. I would just say take some time and sort of like work on that, because that basically maybe, how like we see things in relationships and we just kind of like we sweep it under the rug and we just kind of like we get desensitized to it and we keep letting it go and letting it go and letting it go, and instead what we don't realize that what we're doing is letting it grow and letting it grow and letting it grow, by not choosing to acknowledge it. And that's just something that I think would basically cause a lot of disruptions for you guys having to play out your roles in that dynamic within the first 2 years, because it would be so intensely stressful. They would definitely show up. They definitely be attentive. They definitely be supportive. They definitely do as much as they can. But the stuff that I basically see you guys potentially arguing about is just so petty. But the truth is, y'all are just stressed. Y'all are just stressed. So if you guys can kind of like work on how you kind of soothe in stress-fueled dynamics, that may be able to optimize the timeline for you to be able to kind of like have quick turnarounds when you're challenged, I guess, by stressful situations in that space. But they'd actually be very supportive, and you of them as well. It's just that one of the things that I see is that somebody, um, maybe it's stuff that is apparent now. Yeah, it is. It's just a general like life stuff in general. And what do I mean by that? I'd like to be able to spend more time with you, but I need to be making money. I don't have enough time to be able to do both. Things that kind of dynamic, things start to feel lonely when you're kind of having to sort of, I'm not going to say pick up the slack, and it really isn't, because everybody has the part that they play in these dynamics. But that's what it feels like, and that gets overwhelming. And then there's all this bitterness on both parts. It's very, very like it's a tricky dynamic. So if you guys can get some of those things in alignment a little bit, maybe the next time I'm able to kind of look at your timeline with that situation, I might be able to see a developing new occurrence where it's not that kind of, you know, dynamic. But for the most part, you guys are actually like a supportive team, and they are able to lift you up, as are you able to lift them up when things gets a little bit tricky. Okay. All right, right. I hope that that was useful for you, by the way. I'm like having these internal dialogues after the facts as well. That was it. I hope that that was useful for you, my love. Right, we've got Mary. Mary. All good, all good. Best of the West. We love that. Right. Okay. So, Mary, you're next. If you haven't already put your question out there, please do, my love, so that we can kind of dissect it for you and see what's inside that little goodie bag, right? Mary, oh, Mary one is here. Mary one is here. Oh, I'm sorry, Serenity. The list is closed for tonight. But tune in next Friday. Like and sub, and that way you can actually be notified of the notification, because I actually schedule it beforehand. So yeah, so that we know what's happening. Thank you, Kanchan. What Kanchan said. Sorry. But tune in next week. What would my person's friends think of me when they meet me? Oh, they want to meet me. I'm going to go with this crystal and see what we can get. Okay. The first thing is that you're quite chatty. Okay, you're quite chatty. But you're so emotionally grounded. I think that that's what they pick up from you being so like chatty. Um, do you question two? Do you have a tendency to do you have a tendency to fill in the gaps of like awkward silences? Are you one of those people? I know I'm guilty of that sometimes, but are you one of those people? Let me get an insight into the dynamics a little bit, just so I can continue to sort of go deeper and deeper into this space um, to see what the dynamic is there, Mary. So, are you the type of person to be um, a little bit chatty just for the sake of not wanting awkward silences sometimes? Then that means that I'll probably no, no. You actually feel really comfortable around them. You'll actually feel really comfortable around them. I think it's because of the awkward silence. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. So thank you for that. What happens a lot of the times, especially when we're dealing with like the shy personality type, we tend to like fill in the gaps of silences, which may not even be that awkward at all. We're just talking for the sake of talking. Because it's like, let me not seem weird. Let me quick say something. But yeah, so that that may be a dynamic, but I don't think they hold it against you anyways. They can actually tell that um, you're quite, I guess, shy, or I want to say subdued. I want to say subdued because that's the word that they're saying to me. You're quite subdued in general. So you're more of an introvert sort of personality type. And they kind of pick up on that fairly quickly because that's also what your partner's kind of like. They can be a little bit more of an ambivert, so they can be an introverted extrovert, so they can be extroverted in social settings and surroundings, but on their own, they're actually like really able to enjoy their own space and stuff. So they actually feel like you complement their friend well. They see you as somebody who makes, yeah, they see you as somebody who makes, they see you as somebody who makes him happy, you know? And that's the main thing. Like, it makes them feel comfortable in being able to kind of let him have the situation. So when I say let him have the situation, it's just like they feel safe. They feel safe giving him to you. Um, and I think that they see you as somebody that's like naturally quite loving and caring and just quite sensitive. Um, and they like that about you, and they can tell that he likes that about you. And those are some of the qualities that he appreciates about you. And I think they already like you through him. Do you know what I mean? Like he's had a lot of good things to say about you. So yeah, it's kind of like already shaped a really positive reflection of you going into the space. Okay. So that's pretty much everything that they're giving me. I hope that that's useful for you. But that's pretty much everything that they're giving me on the situation. Thank you for sharing the space with me. Nonetheless, I appreciate you for that. Hmm. Right. So we've got Marie next, and then we've got Kanchan, and that's it. We've got Marie Kanchan, and we're going to close up with On Top of the World, because On Top of the World stayed in and accessed the little cheat code. That's how you get a job done, mate. Yes, you. All right, Marie. Does Matt want to reach out to me? Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Chill out, guys. I got you. I got you On Top of the World. Don't worry. It was there. Just winding you up. Right, guys. So I think we've got all good, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your space with us. Right, right, right. Does Matt want to reach out to Marie? Marie wants to know, does Matt want to reach out? Let's keep it clear here, guys. Show us, what are Matt's intentions towards Marie? Okay. Oh. Well, to be fair, Matt doesn't even know what he wants first and foremost. I just have to put that out there because. So what I'm seeing with the situation, right, is that they're at a place where they feel a little bit like things have been very, I don't know. They're speaking to me about something about manipulation. They're speaking to me about something about manipulation. There may be something, some other variable to the situation that's causing a little bit of restriction on this. I don't think that they're going to reach out anytime. I don't want to say even anytime soon. How long have you guys kind of not had contact for, just so that I can understand? Because I think that the lack of communication may be a manipulation tactic of weaponizing communication. So how long have you guys not been in communication for? Let me get some clarity on that. Bad behavior, Matt. Ah, yeah, yeah. I think that they're weaponizing communication as a way to be able to manipulate the situation. Who cut off the dynamics with you guys? You or them? Oh, we're about to get a little bit of a story here. We're about to get a little bit of a story. Yeah, what I'm seeing is that, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he will from what I can see. I feel like he's kind of that's a way for him to be able to regain control of the dynamics. And he's not looking to, I guess, break the dynamic of that control. Just gotta be honest with you. They're saying to me, that's it. That's it. That's it. He's going to continue to maintain withholding communication as a way to manipulate the power struggle that you guys have been working through. Yeah. Sorry, love. But thank you for sharing this space with us. That was a short one. You know, I felt like that was a premature, you know. That felt so premature. It felt so anticlimactic. I'm sorry if it was like, thank you. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It does very much seem like the sort of thing that he'd do, and that's his energy. I'm just like, it was over so quick. But thank you for sharing the space with us, beautiful. I appreciate you so much. All right, Kanchan, it's your turn. There we go. You're good, my love. Throw your question out there at me and let's unpack it. And let's finish up with On Top of the World. I say I come in here like on Fridays for like a 90-minute session. And it seems I'm constantly here for like at least 2.5 hours. That's like a whole thing. When did he, PY, um, recently gossiped about me with his friends? And what did he gossip? He is my ex, no contact. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the insight there as well. Sorry, I've got Crystal to work with in this space because we're working with timelines and information. Thank you, Kanchan. Um, hmm. From what I can see, sorry, now I'm sniffing out the information. My clairsentient is being activated and it tickles my nose. Sorry. Um, yeah, so what I'm seeing is that there was a conversation had, I want to say, maybe 13 or 14 weeks ago. Um, and it was about the last 7 months of you guys' relationship. Um, just the dynamics that you guys were kind of like navigating through then. They're saying that you were moany. It's basically pretty much. That was pretty much it. So some of the things that they were saying is that you were naggy. And I don't think that it was that you were naggy. It's just that they were withholding things from you, and you were just trying to find out the information that you needed. But they didn't necessarily like you prodding and poking. Yeah, yeah, that was basically kind of like the narrative of the conversation that was being had. Because they're speaking about the last 7 months of the relationship, saying that, and it's not that you are, again, this is just the way that some of these things show up. So it's like he's speaking about certain situations that you guys kind of like navigated through um, in the last 7 months of the relationship. And that's how I guess he was interpreting it. That's how he was reading the situation. It's like I said, it's not that you were naggy, it's that there were certain things that you were trying to ask to get clarity on. And yeah, yeah. Well, this is the thing. Um, the last conversation, from what I can see, was literally around about 13 to 14 weeks ago. So maybe about 3 to 3.5 months ago. Um, but yeah, they were just saying that things got to a place where it was just really, really sort of like a struggle. It was a real struggle to like just maintain um, a happiness or a smile at times, just because there was so much pressure on the relationship. That, yeah, that was it. So that was the questioning. Um, Yeah, the questioning is what was basically being portrayed as negative. When I say negative, I mean negative Nancy, like the whole nagging thing. So it's not that you were actually, I guess that is a form of nagging, but it's not that you were actually nagging about it. It's that you had like questions that you needed answers to. And they just wanted to continue to be a bit aloof and just kind of, avoid questions and stuff. Um, so they found that a little bit irritating. But they were just speaking about how towards the end it was like you guys just kind of like lost sight of the people that you were kind of like coming into the situation. They're talking about how draining things started to feel after a certain point, and maybe how that was an indication where they could have, you guys should have started to work on things from that point. You should have started to make certain changes, I guess, in the relationship dynamic at that point. Maybe that would have helped things not go down in the same like direction that it went in. Um, but at the end of it as well, they just felt like they were so exhausted. Like getting out of it just felt like freedom and liberation at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Like, that's why that even came up as a conversation. I think he was already going through a lot of things. And I guess all of the stuff that he was processing kind of like triggered those feelings to come back up for him to be able to process, I guess. Um, but yeah, I think he was just kind of like looking and feeling a little bit like a failure at the time, and looking at the situation, just kind of what could have been done differently. It's too late now, but I guess he was just kind of in a moment of what could have been done differently. When I was hoping all through on this relationship, he got a third party introduced in the picture. Yeah. And that makes sense as well, why he was being so aloof. Um, and you just wanting to ask questions to find out, just where you stood. That's all it was. You just wanted to learn where you stand with the situation. Um, I'm sorry that that happened with you. I'm sorry that happened to you. Um, I feel like they're still in the process of learning what they needed to from the situation. However, I don't feel like they're finished learning yet, because clearly they're still in the mode of receiving the lesson from a woe is me, as opposed to look at what I caused myself type thing. Um, so there's still a little bit more to go as far as their journey. Yeah, there's still a little bit more to go as far as their journey, but that was the last conversation that was had. I think they also did sort of like highlight that there were good times and there were fun times at like the earlier parts and the earlier stages, and they were really just looking to see like when things started to go downhill, if you will. Yeah. And they were looking at maybe things they could have done to intercept it and make different changes to the situation and stuff like that. So hopefully they'll come to a place of like wholeness in their realization and not just what they want to see and feel of the situation. So we'll pray on that for them. Okay. Right. On top of the world, you are next, my love. Lastly and finally, Kanchan, I hope that that was useful for you. Okay. I hope that I was able to sort of like answer that question. Oh, dad, Kanchan's on top of the world. You literally, like, I've just finished up wrapping up Kanchan. I hope he will do his part in growing spiritually, because a single person can't work the relationship on its own. Absolutely. Absolutely. All good. Thank you, my love. Okay, so long story, but here we go. A bit sad, but my boss doesn't communicate much with me, only with others. I am quiet, but I try with him. Not sure if he secretly hates me, etc., dislikes me. But he plays peekaboo and stares at me a lot from afar. Okay. Question. What's the question? Oh, is there still more to come? Are you kind of like typing up the unfolding? Oh, hey, Pumpkin. How are you doing, beautiful? Come on to question, does he hate or dislike me? Okay. No, I don't think that that's even a part of the question. That's why I didn't even like anticipate that as a question. Okay. So dislikes you. Dislikes you, no. Intimidated by you, perhaps. Let's have a look and see maybe potentially what reason there may be intimidation, because a lot of the times what we read as dislike is actually an intimidation of some sort. So on top of the world, what's the boss's actual feelings towards them? Give us some clarity. On top of the world. Oh, good. Oh, good. I can imagine. I can imagine. On top of the world. Show me, what is the boss's actual feelings towards him? Okay, thank you. Sorry, we've got serious business we're doing here. It's like, why is Sarah not saying nothing? Well, I mean, sometimes saying shit can actually like mess up the thing you're staring at, because you can say some stupid shit. And then you're there, and that affects the image, that he's staring at. So he'd rather just stare in silence or creepily from the sidelines. Right? Oh, clarify. Please clarify. Sorry, I'm like getting some stuff over here and I need to get it all clear. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. It's not a case that they don't like you. It's a case that they might like you. Um, he's lucky I'm nice. So what I'm seeing with the dynamics of this situation, right? It's like they are a little bit. Well, tell the step police, okay? Tell the step police next time you see them. Like, he has used up all his stairs for the day. No more. No more stairs, okay? Uh, I can tell it's proper like irking you as well. It's like irking your spirit. But don't worry, don't worry. This is how some people actually flirt. That's a thing. Okay. He does seem shy. That's precisely it. He does actually seem shy. Um I don't think it's a situation where he doesn't like you. I think it's definitely a situation where you intimidate him. I don't know in what way. I don't know if he likes you, and thinks that this is a situation that is just riddled with disaster written all over it. Just because of the dynamic, obviously. um, and however, what I'm seeing in the space here is that they're actually kind of at a place where they feel like things are things are tricky with the dynamics that you guys are playing with. What's the work situation like? How long have you been there for? Just so that I can get some insight as well into some of this stuff that they're spilling out over here. Some of this tea. Mm, indeed. That's what the staring's all about. That's what the staring's all about. Okay. It's definitely been quite the situation. Yeah, I think for the most part, like there's just some level of intimidation there with you. So I don't think that they're not speaking to you because because you're he is all out of stairs. Okay, that's a whole 365 days minus weekends worth of stairs. Bloody hell. Um, yeah, no, I definitely don't think that it's thingy. Married? I want to understand. Married? Either of you guys, just so that I can understand a little bit. Are you or he married? Okay. Okay, good. So the issue with the situation is that when I said disaster, yeah, when I said disaster, um, okay, it's good. So dating isn't really a thing, I guess. That's not really something that he's used to doing. Um, so the whole speaking up thing, technically he's speaking with his eyes. I already did it for you. He's speaking with his eyes, okay? At the minute, that's as much communication as he can give you. That's about as much language that he can muster up to give you. But it's cute, right? It's endearing, I guess. The main thing is that it may be against his own values as well because he doesn't really date in the work pond, I guess. And the complications of the situation makes it even more difficult. So that's the thing that's kind of like, even if he finds himself actually like growing some cojones to actually like approach the situation and just have a conversation and just take it from there, even if he finds himself in one of those modes, that program seems to be the overriding factor to him basically just being stagnant and just continuing to stare from a distance. Ah, beautiful. Put some prayers out there. Ask God to help him find the words that are going to help him to articulate himself in a way where he can actually, yeah, just present himself to be a little bit more, a little bit more put together and a little bit less creepy. He will definitely win it. He's had a year's practice on you. Come on. Come on. Is there a purpose to this? Yes, always a purpose to this. I think he's kind of testing his, I guess, I swear now I'm liking him. Yeah, no, that tends to happen. Obviously, he's taken all of your energy. Like you've left pieces of yourself back there. There's like so many shrines of you in his dome as memories. Okay, no, he's not your type, but you can be. That's all of his staring tactics. I'm your type. I guess it worked. Okay. Now, if you want him to step forward, you might need to put a prayer or two out there for him because it's going to take him a minute. He's still a little bit struggling. Okay, with the spirit of bravery to be able to sort of step up to the situation. So, if you want to be able to have an actual conversation, yeah, it works, but he don't speak. Well, be very clear. Be very clear to God when you sort of go and put the prayer out there as far as like what you want the situation to be. I think he terrifies himself, to be fair. I don't think it's about you. I think it's about the way that he kind of like builds up the whole moment in his mind. It's actually not even about you. Pretty much. Pretty much, because it seems to be like a little bit of yeah, just a little bit of just a little bit of stagnancy, but definitely for sure, guys. It seems as though things at the minute, I can't say that there's going to be any kind of momentum, in all honesty. Like, I really couldn't tell you. And that's just me being honest with you. The situation is very complicated, and there's a lot of insecurities that I guess he's navigating through. And I don't know if he makes it over a lot of those hurdles. Okay. But it's definitely not that he dislikes you. If anything, it's more intimidation. So yeah. Thank you for your question though. All good, all good. I do Pumpkin said pick your nose while he stares at you. It's all good, my love. All good. Thank you for actually stopping into this space and kind of hanging out with us. You're new to this space as well. I don't think I've sort of like seen you before. So definitely sub and like and join us on Fridays for these little spaces. Guys, I am going to be signing out. Before I do, guys, remember I mentioned I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live. I'm actually going to be doing the streaming via here on StreamYard, actually. Perfect. Thank you, on top of the world. I'll see you next week if you're sitting into the space with us. But yeah, I'm going to be doing Facebook Live. So what I do, I love to do, this is something that I do in my little community on my own. So we do like looking to see some of the actual, I guess, the next class that we're going to be sitting is very much about savings, to do with money, and also to do with creating stability, how we invest money, all of these different things. So I'm actually going to be doing a live. It is going to be a ticketed event, guys, because I'm going to be dropping gems. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to be answering a lot of questions. It's literally just so that I can help you guys work through the energies or work with the energies of the Taurus full moon to really be able to release some of the negative beliefs around money and saving and all of these things. There's like a questionnaire and stuff. Next time I get in here, I'm actually going to share the link. I'll get myself all together and ready. So look out for that next week with me, actually. I'll get the link up on screen where I'll be able to share that with you guys, and you guys can get your tickets if you guys want to come and sit into the space. We do a little guided meditation utilizing some NLP techniques, and we then, after going through the reprogramming phase, we also then kind of close out the space by topping ourselves up with some positive vibration utilizing some water magic, which I'll be able to sort of dive deeper into in the space as well. So if you guys are interested, hang tight next week for that. And you guys can get more info on how to be able to access all of that awesomeness. But thank you guys. I honestly come into these spaces thinking it's just going to be like a, quick in and out. But I appreciate you guys for showing up. I'm sending you guys so much love. Full joy this Scorpio new moon season. There is so much life that is ripe to be transformed at this point. So definitely be putting some positive intentions out there. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay, my loves. Definitely all good. Bless you guys. I've definitely enjoyed the space with you guys. You guys have been very, very entertaining, to say the least. Okay. I actually forgot to do the dramatics today, guys. I'm definitely going to do the dramatics, kind of leaving the space. Don't worry. I've got that down. That's fine. It's just that I forgot a little bit. So I'm going to love you guys and leave it there for you guys. I'll see you guys next week. I'm actually going to be doing the November readings for the different tribes as well. So I'll put out some schedules for the live streams for those. Okay, my loves? Mwah. See you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.
They said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war. All the things I said to hold her back, they keep her locked inside of all the times when she's been hurt before.
That part, guys. All right, I'm actually gonna go for real now. I need to sleep, y'all. God is putting me through the ringer. But I'll see you guys next week. Sending much love. Mwah. Take care, guys.